All right, go for it.
So this podcast is called The Ladies. I'm Alaya, and this is my mom, Ariel. So
What are we gonna
my name is Alaya. One more time, and we are going to be talking about mothers and family. So I will introduce you to all our ladies, which is Kayla, Granny Karen, Maya, and TT Jasmine with Bailey.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, family.
Thanks for having us, Alaya.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, well, let's get started, Alaya.
So, we are going to first start with TT, Jasmine, and Bailey and see what they have to say about mothers and family.
Great. So happy to start first. So when I think about mothers and family, I feel like mothers are the heart of the family. We keep everything together. Me personally, I enjoy being a mother. I have, of course, Bailey. I have a stepdaughter named Cortland, and I have 2 boys, and they are my heart. My family is my everything. So if I didn't have my family, I don't know where I would be at this moment. What about you?
Well, I want to say, oh my gosh, I have something. I want to say that I love my family and I love my mommy. We do a lot of things together as a family. We have fun, and I'm so excited. This is my first time on YouTube. I'm freaking out. I'm glad I'm not alone. I'm glad I'm not alone too, baby.
But yes, that's what we think about family.
So next is Ajane Williams.
I love my mothers. I was blessed to have 2 mothers, my biological mom and Miss Ariel Williams. And I feel like I learned so much from them throughout the years of living. And family, I feel like family plays a big role in our life because they make us who we are and our culture and our religion and everything.
Definitely.
Awesome.
All right, so let's go with Granny Karen.
Hello, let's go with some wisdom now.
Wisdom, Granny Karen.
My definition of mothers is piggyback off of Jazz. We are the backbone. We're the strength. We're the prayers. We are, call it everything. We can uplift or we can turn down. Depends on exactly how you're. Because actually you can bring a family, destroy a family, or make a family great. And I don't mean again, I mean great. So I do appreciate, I have 4 kids, 3 sons, 1 daughter, and 7 grandkids. So yes, wisdom is always important. It's always good to keep the older people in the family and don't deny them and push them back because they can carry you to where you want to go. That's right. Okay.
That's why we had to have you on with that wisdom. Who's next?
All right, so next is Kayla.
Okay then. In my opinion and definition of family, I admire my mother as much more than my father. But I just want to say I think that mothers do way more than anything else, and I really do appreciate that. Plus, family has always basically got your back either way. Either way, I do appreciate as much as what's going on with my household right now, what's going on with my grandma and stuff, and the way that my mom has been taking care of everything here. Other than that, I gotta say that it could be frustrating and annoying at a lot of times, like very annoying. But
Keep it
yeah,
real, girl.
I guess I do love my family as much as all of you here.
We love you too, KK.
Yes. Love.
Well, I'll just tap in, and I completely agree with everything that everyone has said. I feel like mothers rule the world. You rock, and you definitely hold it down for everybody, making sure everybody is taken care of across the board and good to go. And family over everything. Family is everything. I value
Yes.
relationships very much. So even with my in-laws and, bonus children and my sister-in-law, I value all of those relationships and building and growing, even outside of like immediate family. Family extends super far, and I'm super blessed that, we all have such an amazing bond.
Definitely.
Little mama, what do you have to say about mothers and family? Save the best for last.
So what I have to say about mothers and family is that they're the best. They can get you anything, and they're the best. I love my mom so much.
Aww.
About my family, they're the best also, and they are the heart to me, and that's it.
Perfect. Okay, good job. All right, so what else are we going to discuss today?
So let's see. Let's talk
Do you have any
about.
questions?
No.
No? No questions? I think I have a question for Granny Karen. Let's hit up Granny Karen. Let's use her wisdom today. Let's ask her what does she think about the generation of ladies that she's seen? What are things that any advice she has for us ladies and continuing to develop and grow and to be beautiful women? Let's see what she has to say.
Would you like to repeat that, Alaya, or would you just like for me to?
Mom was saying whatever she was saying.
Do you want Granny to answer that question?
I'm gonna go with that. I do see a lot with the ladies that are coming up today. A lot of the younger ones, I would say Kayla Meyer's age. It's a blessing to have some that has good, but it's sad when you see a lot that has a lot of dysfunctional because they don't have, I'm not gonna say a mother or a father, because it doesn't really take a lot. It takes love. And you know that the time or sacrifice that some mothers choose not to do with their kids is really kind of hard for the generations coming. But the advice that I can give you all, which you both my daughters, beautiful, and raising your kids and knowing that you do give them time, even when the kid can be a little frustrating, but you do give them time, give them love, you sacrifice for them. And it's important for us to continue to do that because we don't have that. And sometimes even that we're followers of Christ, believers in God, we actually have to take example in the midst of a lot of frustration that we do deal with, whether it's your job, extended family, or anything like that, or friends, anybody that you put in your circle, you have to be an example of that circle. You can't let the circle lead or guide you because a lot of the environment is what you become. And if your environment is, use my word, ratchet, that's what you will see later in yourself and your family, because you will display to your kid what you're around. So you have to be careful who you put in your circle, and definitely around your girls, your kids.
I agree. Your children, in general, especially your daughters, they are always watching. So you definitely want to make sure you carry yourself ladylike. I make sure I always speaking to her as well, because sometimes, I don't always do everything right, but I always give her a constant reminder that she is beautiful, she is a queen, and I carry myself that way so she can see it. So just as well as me telling her this information, I always carry myself that way as well, because she is a representation of me. And of course, me raising her, I want her to be the best person she can be, ultimately the best woman that she can be when she gets older. We always tell you that you are what?
A queen. I am intelligent. I'm a child of God, and I forgot the other one.
That's okay, and that's it. And basically, if she is to remember that, I think she'll do well. Honestly, so I say I'm not that old, but I have experience. But I would say make sure you are carrying yourself correctly in front of your child, because they are always watching.
I have another thing I want to add to that. Another thing that we have to do, especially as mothers, is don't have a problem with asking your child for forgiveness, because we're not always, and we always make mistakes. So if you do something that you hurt them, don't have a problem with saying, "Hey, I'm sorry." Even if what you said was right and might be the best for them, but at that time they cannot receive it. I'm sorry that I might have to say it like that. I really want you to be the best you can be, but I don't want to lie to you either. But if you're wrong, I have a problem. Please tell your children you're wrong. God, I'm sorry, wrong, I messed up, because we all do it.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, that's true.
We have to say, I'm sorry. If Kayla do something that I just don't like, sometimes she could be wrong. She literally could be wrong. But to go in the room and feel that I don't like you because you have a decision that's different from mine, I'm sorry. I really mean that. I'm sorry. Because they're going to, like right now, we're teenagers, they're developing into who they are. And sometimes even me, and y'all know I'm older, so I still have to learn to step back and let you develop into the woman that's God making you. Even though I might have a vision that I might, see for you, it does not mean that's what the plan that God has for that child. So that's what we have to really stay on our knees and pray and say, God, I know that, they say, write the vision, make it plain. We can make it plain all day long. But if they have a purpose that's somewhere else, you also have to say, God, open my eyes to see that if you're using them for another area, let me be able to stand back and accept that this is not the way that you would want them to go, because you have to do that too.
See, now that makes me think like, okay, I agree exactly with what you're saying, but like now I guess I would want to know, like, from Kayla or Maya, what type of things do you want to see, like, from your parent, like from your mom, like, because we don't know exactly what you are going through. And now I feel like I'm the host. Sorry, Alaya.
Okay.
But like,
it's
what
conversational.
so what type of things do you all want from your parent, like, or your mom?
What would you like to see differently, or what do you think that as a teen growing up that you could see more of or less of? You guys tell us. You're the
because I know it's not the same from when we were teenagers.
A people, period.
Kelly, you want to go first, or?
Well,
let me start.
With mothers, I feel like they tell you like what's right, what's wrong, and they try to keep you from going in the track they either within, or trying to make sure you don't make the same mistakes that they do. And if you do, they feel like they are a disappointment. But it's like, I don't feel that way. I just feel like you should love us and guide us in the right track, but also listen to our opinions, or say if we're not coming to you about things, maybe see who we are coming to, or not see who we are coming to, but make sure we getting the right guidance from the right people, and not try to control our lives, but be there with us, but still giving us that push, but giving us space to breathe and not feel, oh, I have to do this because my mother said this, or let us go our own way, but make sure it's the right path.
Can I ask a question since you did say that, because I want to interject some word. You just said control. What's the difference between control and following directions, or parent being a parent? Because sometimes the kid thinks like, if I say, okay, I need you to wash the dishes, and you all don't hear me, I would do all my, okay, if I got to clean some or whatever, I would do all. But if I say I need to wash the dishes, to me, sometimes that can be perceived as control when that is a mama. I know, wait, I want to see Ariel and them. I have Ariel and Jazz on here. So I'm a seasonal mother. I mean, you know, anything goes.
I love the term.
Seasonal. But as being a parent, you know, if you tell Alaya or Bailey, you left these toys out, that's not being controlling. That means get the toys. That means that you're a mother. And sometimes I remember telling Julius and Brandon, when you have children, chores have a way of keeping you lined up, that you have other things and you have to multitask. Don't get to do just, okay, I'm going to just do my homework and that's all I'm going to do. Not true. Because when you go to a job, they're going to tell you to do this, 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 this. And if you say, I'm going to own my own company, you're going to own your own company, but you got a lot of workers up under you. So you still got to multitask. You got to be able to tell them what to do, hold your own family up, you know, control your money, make your money and everything is coming in and taken care of. So that's why I want to ask Maya, what's the difference in a mother being a mother, and where do teenagers
become controlling?
Feeling that is control? Now that I really, what's the difference in, especially because the people that are on this page have all grown up in Christ, okay? And the reason why I pulled that up, because that is a foundation. If you don't have that foundation, your house will shake anyway. So if you're saying the difference of here's direction, or let us know, like she said, I want to make sure I get this right. You know, not just telling us what to do. It's almost like everything we say could be controlled, and that's not true. It's truly guidance. It's truly guidance. And you have to, I know we're in a totally different generation, but the foundation doesn't change because the generation changed. How about one? I say that.
Where's the difference, Dan? If y'all, is what you're trying to say?
As control. Just take.
I want to say, like, with the chores, it was like for me, I have chores. Instead of saying like, okay, you do these chores, do this, do your homework, get this done, like make an allowance, not allowance, but like talk with your child, or like, okay, you can do these chores. And sometimes with chores, you can say, you do these chores and I'm telling you do this now, so when you get older, this will help you in the future. Like, we're controlling, like telling them to do something, but showing how it will help them in the future, versus just telling them do it and making them do it. Like, give them a outside and how this will affect their future and how this will help them grow up in life or make their life better than just tell them, I say do this and you do that just because I said so, instead of saying this will help you in the future.
Yeah, so basically, you want direction in terms of, you know, you want kind of, not an explanation, but a little bit of direction in terms of like, I'm having you do this so that when you go to college or when you have your own place, you'll understand like this is kind of the standard. So basically, you want to understand the full picture. You don't want it to just feel like you're just being told to do this because that's what I said to do.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because even with like Bailey and her brothers, like, keeping it simple for them because they're all under 10, I know they don't like bugs. So I'd be like, if you don't want to see bugs in the house, you need to make sure you are cleaning up behind yourself, because this will cause bugs to come in. It's building a standard and building a foundation. So like, if we want to do certain things outside, if you want to, have extracurricular activity, we need to make sure these things are taken care of first before we can go and do extra things. So picking up behind yourself, taking care of the things that you need to take up ahead of time. We, try to let them know this is the things that we need to do first before we can do other things. And I make sure that we explain to them why we're doing it in the midst of it, so I don't come off as controlling. So I agree that, not telling them just to do this and do that because I said so. I think that is the difference between the two, not sounding controlling versus like really trying to instill something and help them be better down the line.
Yeah, and I think it's all about creating routines. Even though Alea's only 5, like I do make sure that, every day she has like the same routine of taking care of making her bed and, brushing her teeth, washing her face, putting things in the appropriate drawers and getting herself together, as that's pretty much going to be, the standard for the rest of your life. These are all things that you'll need to do. So at some point you got to start it so that you understand that, this is kind of part of my everyday routine, and that's going to continue with me for the rest of my life. So that's why you make your bed every day and put your clothes up.
And then, the other thing pretty much is I like how you thought you went back to the toothbrush and all that, because it starts with hygiene. It starts with hygiene. Like, you only get one time to present. The first time you meet somebody, the first impression is what they're going to get. So if
everything.
And you're not presentable, it doesn't look. You can be functional, but you don't need to be overly looking functional. You know what I mean? And then you get to the point where, like, for instance, Maya said something. I don't think it's control. And we can say, I'm not taking up for parents, but I am one. And I would say this, being a single mother, you can have the whole thing. And if it's just you and your daughter, I'm addressing Maya because, with blended families or whatever, you're living apart. So if it's me and Kayla, and I asked Kayla to do something, I already have a lot. You don't want to go and sit down and tell your child, you understand, I pay this. You don't want to have to approach your child like that, but I'm going to be honest, because Julius Brandon, as time went on, yes, I sat down. These are the bills, because they were going to be men and they had control and run their house. So if I'm telling you, you got teaching you that these are things you're going to have to constantly do, along with having bills and being that house. Because what can a woman follow if you're not leading? We say action reflects leadership, right? I say, but you can never be a leader if you never follow. And that's what I want to say, because you can be very intellectual, you can be smart at school, but if we're telling you, we need you to do this, if you cannot follow that, I don't care how great you are, how can you lead somebody one day? So it's not that, and maybe we do need to sit down, and maybe some people need a 1, 2, 3, 4 sermon that this is what you're supposed to do. And from the old school, it sounds cliche, but if mama said do it, you just did it. But if it's out now, I'm gonna come now because new generation, and I have learned, if it does not line up with the word of God, please don't tell your kids to do something that's crazy. Overload them with a bunch of stuff that that they're not capable of doing. I have Kayla on here, and I will not lie. I always told people I work with facts and not fiction. Only thing I ask Kayla to do is her room and the bathroom. That's all I ask for. Now, everybody on here has been in this house and know that's all I ask for. So on what Maya was saying, if I have to come and see that, or repeatedly, I shouldn't have to say that, that's little. If I have to repeat it over and over, say, why is this looking like this? This all you have to do. Now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 kids, teenagers. Can y'all help me with what's wrong with it if dad say, baby, why should I come in the room 6 or 7 times and tell you to pick your toys up? What's wrong? I sound like a mother when I get, what's wrong with to repeat something to you several times? So as a parent, how do you think a mother feel who's working or who's cooking or who's trying to make sure that you're presentable because you are of her? What's wrong with when she tells you 5, 6, 7, 8 times? See, this grandma can say this because grandma has seen it, to pick up your toys. What's wrong with you doing that? Can you
Well, I
answer?
gotta ask you 5 times to pick up your toys, Alaya.
I'm just saying. Alaya, can I ask you a question? Because I'm Granny Karen, right?
Sure.
What if mama is and she's on a call, and this call has to do with how she takes care of you? You know, this is her job. So her work is separate from the house. If she's in a quiet place and she say, Alaya, let me do something. I can give you a snack when I get off this call, but let me take care of this call. Can you tell Granny Karen a child would pout knowing that mom is on this call that's important? Should you listen to what mom wait for that snack, or should you just start pouting and running around? Can you tell me why?
So we would just wait and not pout about it.
Do
But
you
do you
always
do it sometime?
Sometime.
And why? So why do you pout about it?
Granny gonna thank you for the truth. Thank you.
Do you know why you pout about it?
Yes, because I always get hungry and I don't like to eat real food, and I just like to eat snacks every second.
Yeah, that's really it, huh?
In minutes.
Alrighty, so we'll wrap up here. I will ask Kayla, did you want to say anything in terms of that question? And then we're going to hand it over to Alaya and Bailey to wrap us up.
I'm sorry. So much was said. What was the question?
That wasn't really a question.
The question Maya went back to how parents, you know, they can tell you a lot of things to do, but it almost seems like they're being controlling. So we would like you to give your aspects on that particular question.
In my perspective, I think it's maybe like overwhelming for like everything coming at you at the same time, because at the same time as parents has bills and other stuff that's going on in the real world, teens or kids might have stuff that's going on that parents don't even know about, and they won't tell them because of the stuff that they do previously or long time ago that the kids won't tell them or openly, which is kind of suffering. So most likely when you have all this stuff in here, you don't know what your kid is probably doing or probably going through depression or anything. It slows them down. And sometimes depending on the situation of picking up your toys or cleaning up, which is a basic skill, which you should do, but you could be literally just suffering in there and nobody knows. But matter of fact, doing that, I think you should push your kids, but don't push them too much. And that is my answer.
Good points, Kayla.
I agree.
That's a very good answer, because not just virtue, you don't know, like I was saying, we in different times, and even back in the day, a child could be depressed, and that was one of the things I struggle with myself, being transparent here, is that with COVID and doors closed and, you know, doing virtual at home, you don't always know. And even if you, like she said, if you previously go back on something, this could be something totally new. If she looked back previously, it's like, okay, mom's being overwhelming. Do she not understand that we're in COVID and I'm depressed, or friendships are different, social life is different? So let me say this, open as I said before, because I felt something here, I apologize. Because I know it was overwhelming, and sometimes it is truly hard to even reach as a mom. Because what people understand, with COVID going on and you're dealing with virtue in the class, in the home, parents, it's an overload on them too. So if you're single, it's like, okay, I'm concerned about her. And then you're concerned about parents that might be away during that time, and you got to go out and check them. So yeah, it's a thing where communication is very important. And I'm happy that you open your mouth and said it, because it can be more, received where I can get what you're saying. I really think that. Thank you. Thank you.
Speaking
I
of
like
that
that. That was good. We might have to recap this on a FaceTime a little bit later, because I think it's opening up some more conversation.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
As I was saying, speaking about what Mom was just saying about homework and stuff, if I did not have Maya, I would pretty much not graduate right now. I would be screwed.
Thank you, Jesus, Maya.
Because I would be screwed. Because a lot was going over that time. Speaking about 12 assignments coming at you right through the door, and then your mom's probably telling you to clean your room up at the same time, and then you don't know what's going on. So much pressure is going at you, and you just sitting here like, man, I wish I could just escape from this place. Just, man, this is hard. But
yeah, same thing.
Picking up on that about kids being social, my perspective, I don't think that's the problem. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
I guess what I take away from the situation is just hearing your response, Kayla, is that us as parents need to make sure that we are always communicating with our children, especially our daughters, the young ladies in the family, because we may seem like we're not, you guys are not dealing with a lot of things because we're dealing with bills and things of the world or whatever, and you guys are just in school, and like I'm pretty sure we could probably say, I wish I was back in school because it was so easy, but you guys deal with things too. So I think it's important to say that we need to make sure that we're communicating and listening to you all's feelings and making sure we hear whatever is going on with you, and not just saying whatever we think is going on and just brushing it off.
And I want to piggyback off of that and really just saying, keeping the lines of communication open. And then on top of that, being transparent and vulnerable. So not keeping secrets. I feel like, you don't have to talk about everything, but if something is really bothering you and someone is like inquiring how you're doing, like be open and honest so that we can help you. Like I will tell you, Jazz and I are here as, I can't say big sisters and bonus moms or whatever that you may need. We have a couple minutes left. I want to just throw it to Alaya and Bailey to open up the floor just to see if you guys have any advice that you would like to give some of your friends or some young ladies your age. What would you tell some of the ladies your age, Alaya, that with some good positive vibes that you can send out there?
So I would send out that I wish everyone luck, all the ladies and fellows out there, and I would wish them luck, that they would have the best day and always take their positivity, tell the truth, and always be good to their parents.
Awesome, thanks. How about you, Bailey?
I want to say that we can't let the fellas always be in the shows and be like beep 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 beep. We need the ladies and then kick the fellas out, and let's see what the ladies need to talk about and what conversations they need to do, and then now we can do the beep 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 beep.
Women empowerment over here.
What makes things to say?
She's like women empowerment over here.
Yes, I got you. I'm with you.
I was going about to say that.
All right, do you want to close it out and thank everybody for joining your first episode of The Ladies?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you check on YouTube, search The Ladies so you can find out our channel and watch episode 1 all the episodes that we have, and I hope you enjoyed.
Thank you all for
Thank you.
joining.
Thank you. See y'all. Bye.